Hey everybody, it's time for Tim's monthly real-time update for the month of February 2019. I'm doing this on March 7th, 2019, just edging on the end of my deadline. As usual, I'm putting this together in one day or less. I'm doing two takes. One I did for Facebook Live earlier. This one is for our Patreon patrons. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being there. I appreciate all of your support. I've got a new camera stand working for me tonight, so I'm looking forward to how that works. And I am no longer kind of draping the camera over my laptop screen while I speak. Finally, we've got some performances going on. February 20th, we got back to work with a performance of Moliere Than Thou at North Central College. It went really well. They were really great to me. We took a photo with some of the members of the front row of our audience, and enjoyed a really lovely dinner afterwards with some of the faculty who were hosting me there. On the 25th, I was at Eastern Kentucky University, where I performed Lot O' Shakespeare, and that went extremely well, and we had two workshops with classes on the following day, and that was, again, really great, and the response from that faculty has been really terrific. From there, we went to the Southeast Theater Conference, where I had a million things going on. I had a booth. I did two workshops. What else was going on? I had a show. I performed Man Cave, a one-man sci-fi climate change tragic comedy. And I was the host. I was the MC at their end of the conference banquet for about 900 people, which was amazing. So it's been really busy, and I've been juggling shows. Over the course of about 20-25 days, I'm performing 5 entirely different shows. So I'm usually juggling 2 in my head at any given moment. So while I'm getting ready to perform Moliere Than Thou, I know that I've got a performance coming up of Lot O' Shakespeare, so I'm rehearsing that one at the same time. Once I'm able to drop Moliere Than Thou, I have to add Man Cave. Once I'm able to drop Lot O' Shakespeare, I have to add The Greatest Speech of All Time. Once I drop Man Cave, I'm ready to add Breakneck Julius Caesar. So it's one right after the other, after another. And it's I was comparing it earlier to plate spinning, getting one of them going while another one of them is about to fall off the edge. Good news, I'm in at the Minnesota Fringe Festival. Wow! After about 4 years away, I'm finally back in. It looks like they drew me twice in almost maybe immediate succession. Even though there were like 400 entries into that festival, I entered at Tier 1 and Tier 2, and I got pulled in both. And from the Twitter readout, the two numbers of mine that were drawn were immediately adjacent to each other. So as far as I know, they pulled the Timothy Mooney Repertory Theater, and the next one they pulled was the Timothy Mooney Repertory Theater, which is crazy. I want some of that luck to spread out over multiple festivals, not just all clumped in one. The only Fringe Festival I don't know about yet is the Portland Fringe Festival, which I think had their drawing maybe 2-3 weeks ago, but I haven't heard anything on it, so I'm assuming I'm on the waiting list. So I've got 6 festivals coming up, juggling flyers, Facebook artwork, Facebook invitations, publicity, press releases, tech forms, paying fees, and so I'm got all. My solution to all of this is to answer it all immediately within 24-48 hours of it coming in, so that I don't have one piece of submission that I have failed to put up for the festival, which then gets me dropped out of the festival because it slipped through my fingers. Which means that I then get all these messages from festivals that say, warning, we got a deadline coming up, there's that deadline coming up, and we need you to submit this information. And I'm left going, since I just do it all just as it comes in, I'm left going, did I not send you that? Did I send you that? Please tell me if I sent you that. And they're always like, well, you sent us that. And oh, okay, great. So it's a little freaky, busy, crazy at this end. SETC, Southeast Theater Conference, was awesome. I had 2 workshops, a booth. I was both the MC at the banquet, but also I performed my show Man Cave, which I always abbreviate as MC. So I performed MC and I was the MC, which is, since that kind of straddled the end of the month and the beginning of the month, that's why this is a little bit later than we would normally expect. But also in the course of February, I finished my mega email campaign, doubling back. I took a lot of time cleaning up old expired email addresses, and little by little I'm getting that program back together. I'm working on the 11th draft of the Shakespeare authorship play, which is going much better. I'm always much more excited about the latest, newest, best draft of the play, and am always a little bit concerned about those drafts I've already sent out. I want to pull them back and give people new drafts instead. I've got a line on a possible workshop / reading of the new play, potentially in Kentucky for next September, which I'm very excited about. And I've been reading some stuff. My latest favorite book is Die Empty, about setting goals and following up on them and kind of completing the work that you want to complete in this life and fulfilling on your greatest potential. Also, a new project I have, potentially a new one-person show based on Isaac Asimov's autobiography, I, Asimov. Asimov's centenary. His 100th birthday is coming up on probably January 2nd. It's either January 1st or January 2nd. I've seen varying info on this. In 2020, he was born on the 1st or the 2nd of 1920. And I have an idea for a one-man show based on his autobiography, performing readings of it in the character of Isaac Asimov. It's a really moving book, and each individual chapter, there's too many chapters to do all of them, but I want to take the very best of them and put it together into a presentation, which I may just do on a casual basis until such time as I can get rights from the Asimov estate to go ahead and perform that. But Man Cave, we did a video afterwards. My good friend Megan Macy took my video camera and interviewed students on their way out, and they were really responsive. I'll run a little bit of that video here, maybe now.
So this show is very, very very thoughtful and very important for the modern age, and it is very reminiscent of Al Gore. It is very reminiscent of the kind of environmental concern, and it's the concern that we desperately need for our future. And I applaud the presentation of this material in such an entertaining way.
I thought it was incredibly eloquent and beautiful.
I just think Tim's work is brilliant. It's poetic, it's haunting, and please come see it. It's wonderful.
Hi, I just finished taking my AP environmental course, and watching this made that course come to life. It was a lot of that information in a short span of time, and it really made it personal and it made it real. And now I want to actually do something about this terrible environmental situation that we're getting ourselves in.
So she just tripped over like this little tripod because the show is dizzying. It's electric. It's electrifying.
Electric is the right word.
Electric.
It awakened me.
It's absolutely beautiful, and he's so talented and so intelligent, and it was great.
Everyone needs to see this show. Everyone needs to sit down and read this.
This is groovy shit that should be made and should be seen. Guys have done a great job.
I did a little promotional photo for the folks at Stage Rights with the publication of my versions of Moliere's plays, The Learned Ladies and The School for Wives. And one shot that I did that was kind of a selfie where I took my phone and we had someone who was in the bathroom when we called her up to give an award, and so I had to waste a little bit of time. I took a selfie of myself along with the 900 people who were watching the event. The ironic or perhaps obvious thing is that you can only see my face and the huge, mega glaring spotlight that was on me through the course of the evening. Coming up, we've got a performance March 9th, this Saturday at 2 p.m. at St. Michael's Public Library. I'm doing the greatest speech of all time. In St. Michael's, there's a lot of acknowledgement that goes out to Frederick Douglass, and they are very excited about me bringing the Frederick Douglass part of my presentation to them. Then I head up to Boston for performances on March 15th, the Ides of March, and 16th of Breakneck Julius Caesar, along with some Shakespeare by request. I'm heading to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, March 18th and 19th for a performance of Lotto Shakespeare and a couple of workshops. And then back to Chicago with March 21st through 24th in Waukegan, Illinois. I'm performing Man Cave along with Shakespeare by request. After that, I'm wide open. If you would like to book a show, give me a shout. I am that close to finishing the 11th draft of the Shakespeare authorship play, and I will make that available, but I will plan on coming up with some other piece of work in the very near future. It's been a really busy last week and a half of this month, and make that available to the Patreon patrons. Thank you for being a patron, those of you who are. If you're not, please go over to Patreon and pledge maybe $1 a month. It makes you eligible for the free living room performance drawing, which I'm going to do in just a second here, which is really exciting. The Patreon subscribers just help us build a company, a network of people who care about what it is that we do. But also, especially just in the word of mouth, in the ongoing flow of information, in the people that they talk to, and those people talk to, and the group that we build over time. Even the free performances that I give away introduce me and my work to a whole new audience that joins the crew. Finally, I would like to acknowledge our new members, Eli Weiss, Annalise Harris, and Eric Bodian. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope to have you on for a good long time here. Now, finally, it's what the moment you've all been waiting for is the drawing. I don't have the usual candy jar here, but I've got my tip jar with everyone's name in it who's eligible and a couple of people who aren't. If they come out with their name crossed through, that means they've already won. Okay, they've all kind of clumped, and I'm just not going to look anymore as I grab one and pull it out, and I am going to read Barbara Carroll, who's a very good friend who used to come and see me at Northern Kentucky University and sometimes comes up to Indianapolis to see me there. She's in the Cincinnati or the south of Cincinnati area. Barbara, you are now on the clock to arrange a performance in your living room, in a local theater, any kind of intimate space that holds up to 50 people. Congratulations. That's it. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me, going on this great adventure with me. I hope it gives you some some pleasure and joy, and I'm glad you're on my side. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you again in a month, if not before.